I'm going to say something that most people gonna hate. Catherine from Wuthering Heights says, I am Heathcliff. She does not say, I love Heathcliff. She says, I am Heathcliff. And I'm not going to talk about the movie, the adaptation of it, and why, because the movie is completely about something else. It's about love, a love that should not exist when they're alive, and it's going to exist when they are dead, because their love, like, love needs respect. And when the respect you cannot give it in this life, this love cannot exist here. I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about our usual stuff, the psychology, self-love, about observation. But this time, I also want to add the shadow self. Because this movie is like showing the shadow self very nicely, but they're not going to go deep into it. Carl Jung introduced something as the shadow self. It's something that society is not accepting. In the beginning of the movie of Wuthering Heights 2026, the father is telling Catherine something that I do not want to repeat. He says, you cannot be that sour person because society is not going to accept you. Whatever she says, whatever she does, she's not feminine, she's not reading the book, she's not like very ladylike. And the father's going to be like, being sour, nobody's going to like you. So she has to remove her shadow self. She has to tame it. Shadow self is something that society is not accepting it. Your family, your friends, you cannot have it. It's a part of you that cannot be out there because it's not acceptable. If it's anger, if it's jealousy, if it's intensity, if it's wildness, society does not accept that. So shadow self has to live somewhere else or lives deep inside of you. But the crazy part and the fact that I want to talk about Wuthering Heights was because Catherine, the main lead, she lets the shadow self on Heathcliff. She's gonna give the name to Heathcliff, and she's gonna give that wild, that unladylike, not society accepted shadow self onto Heathcliff. And as we all saw, the shadow inside her, the wildness, the anger, the not be ladylike and not society accepted, lived with Heathcliff. And the other one was Edgar. I think that was the name of her husband. Like the ladylike, the society accepted, listening to her husband, staying home wife, was with Edgar. So she was like the society accepted with her husband, while her shadow self had somewhere else to live, not inside of her, not back of her head, but somewhere else with somebody else. And this is where most people get uncomfortable by this fact, is the fact that the girl, Catherine, was not soft, feminine. She was not society accepted, but accepted by society. She was violent as a child. She was wild. She was untamed. She was angry. But the thing that she did was not hiding that part of herself. She projected that part of herself onto Heathcliff. That's why she says he is more myself than I am. Because the shadow self that she is with Heathcliff. It's not with her. That's why she wants to be with that person a lot. She wants the other things. She wants to be society accepted, but she still wants him because her shadow self is with that person. That's why Heathcliff is more Catherine than she is herself. And that's why she says that. And that's what most of us do. The public, the society accept herself, which is like, for example, for a girl, she does not talk much, she's feminine, she listens to her husband, she listens to her mom, her father, and those stuff, which has changed a lot with years. Like, we are in 2026 now, come on. It has changed a lot, but still, our shadow self, our dark side is not super accepted everywhere. If you are somebody who's angry, who's straightforward, who says everything which is in your mind, people's gonna avoid you. You're not gonna be accepted by them. They're gonna create groups which you are not included. You're gonna be outside. You're gonna be outsider. That's what's called outsider. So we're gonna hide that shadow self, and some people project it on other people outside of them, and that's where they make the mistake, projecting your shadow self onto somebody which is outside of you, which separation means death. And that's what happened in the movie. Separation means death. not spoiling or anything, but I mean, if you are separated from that shadow self, it feels like death to you. I'm not gonna say like gonna die. It feels like death because you are separated from your shadow self. That self that's gonna make you you, makes you feel like you are yourself. And also, I realized most people, I was listening to one YouTube video about Carl Jung, and that creator was talking about how people choose their partners where they don't have to perform, where they are accepted as themselves, as the shadow selves. And that's why sometimes there is like people together, like couples together, married couples together, they do crazy stuff together. It's gonna be like traveling all around the world and like doing a lot of dopamine high stuff and adrenaline rushes, and they do crazy stuff. And there's other couples that do like crazy stuff in the bedroom, like stuff that's not accepted by society. And those kind of people find somebody who they don't have to perform with, who they can be themselves with that person, so they don't have to like have a theater their whole life at their own home. They're gonna choose somebody where they can have their shadow self out there. Like that shadow self is gonna unleash when they're home, and when they're outside, that is society accepted, because we are humans. We have to create a version of us that is accepted by society, so we fit in. We change ourselves so we fit in. But that does not mean that you yourself is gonna disappear just because you have changed yourself so society will accept you. It simply means it's inside of you and it's only gonna come out in specific situation or with specific people. And that where comes where choosing your partner actually matter, so you don't have to play theater, play like have like a mask on when you are with somebody, when you are society accepted. And that's also where narcissist people does not care about it, because they're so self-aware, they know what they want, they know who they are. They're gonna choose somebody where society accept them and that person. So they're gonna choose somebody of higher value, so they can like also people will see them as the same value because that high value person chose them. But also the scary part is about like putting your shadow self, like projecting onto someone else. Separation from them means psychological death. That's what I should have said. Psychological death. Because that's what happened to Catherine. Like she was away and she felt dead. Like you see, like she's changing her dress, she's beautiful and everything, but she was dead inside because her shadow self was not with her anymore. She cannot be with herself with anyone anymore because that person she wanted was not there. So it felt like psychological death. And that's the scary part about projecting your shadow self to somebody else, or feeling like it feels like you are addicted to them. You project yourself onto them and you cannot live without them. And that's where the scary part is, because most people does that and you do not understand why they are like that. Why are you like so dependent on your partner? It's because they feel safe, like their child self feels safe and their shadow self also feels safe with that person. And so separation is actually like a real, like physical heartbreak, like physical death for them. And that's why by creating this video and talking about Wuthering Heights and stuff, I want you to find your shadow self. Who is your shadow self? Who are you safe with? Is it inside of you or outside of you? Just get to know yourself a little bit more. And we are in 2026, like come on. Even shadow selves are actually accepted. Some people use it to create art, to create music, to create like the craziest songs and music out there, to create movies, to write books. Go out there and use it, but learn who you are. What's the dark side of you? What is the shadow self of you that wants to be out so badly? Because if you not let it out, you're gonna hurt yourself. And if you never realize who it is, you're gonna find somebody who your shadow self feels safe with, but because you do not know this, you never watched this video to the end, you think it's destiny. You think that a person who you feel safe with is never gonna come back, it's never gonna happen again. It's because you decided, this person, I will feel safe with it, I will give my shadow self to them. Not because they actually wanted to take it. They do not want to lose their identity either, like Heathcliff did. He lost his own identity because he was that untamed version of Catherine. So Catherine was not a victim of society, 100%, not really, but she was somebody who refused to face her shadow self. And I do not want you to have the same destiny as Catherine. So I want you to realize and observe and find out who your shadow self is. What's inside of you that you really, really want to have it out there so bad, but you cannot do it. Because we all have that. And I do not want you to face that same destiny as she did, because she was refusing to face her shadow self and degrade her from society. And that's what will happen to her. I don't want the same thing to happen to you. So who is your shadow self? Ask yourself those questions. I don't want you to be a victim of society, and especially victim of yourself. Choosing the wrong people, choosing the wrong partner, wrong friendship, wrong people around you, even wrong jobs, just because you do not know your shadow self. Just you do not know about yourself enough, so you do not know what, based on what. And even people who's like, I don't know what I want to be. I don't know what I should study. I don't know what I should do. Should I be an entrepreneur? Should I be a singer? I don't know, open a club, I don't know what to do. Those people has not met themselves enough. Me, who's observing myself 24/7, reading books, like doing my birth chart, my numerology, my spirituality, my birthdays and everything, all of those stuff I do, I still see there's many things of me that I have to find. A lot of other questions I have to ask myself to find out about myself more. It's the same thing for you. Go out there and observe yourself, learn yourself, like experience yourself. Because I do not want you to end up as Catherine did, as Heathcliff did, because I do not want you one day to be like where you do not want to be, because you never get to know yourself. You were so afraid to face yourself and to face your shadow self, which is not accepted by your family, friends, and society. Because the real people who is meant for you in this lifetime will come and find you, no matter how ugly your shadow self is. The right people will come and find you. And by that, this mean, like this video, I'm not saying go like all of those ugly thoughts and all of those hate comments you have in your brain and go and like spread them, because this is something that psychological fault. This is not your shadow self. Shadow self is about you. It's not about like doing something bad to someone else, like treating people badly. It's not about that. It's about you. The anger in Catherine, the being tamed in Catherine, was never about other people. It was about herself. She could not just leave somewhere. She was like spirit free. She had to be out there and actually experience life and work and do other stuff. I don't really know, because I'm not her. But it's about you, how you feel, how you want to be treated, how you want to treat yourself to begin with. It's not about how you want to treat other people. So that's all I had, and I want to like make it a little bit more fun while I'm talking about the shadow self, because I don't know much either about my own shadow self. I don't know much like about other people's shadow. I don't know exactly how to put it out there. I'm still learning, like something new for me too. But when I watched the Wuthering Heights, and I was like, it was so cool. I was so excited about it. Like I had some discussions with ChatGPT. I did like some researches about the book. I've never read the book, by the way. I did some researches about the book, about the other movies, and I was like, okay, why did it end like this? What happened here? What was like, why she was like that? Why she was not accepting herself and stuff like that? Was a society? Why her father said the thing that he said in the beginning of the movie? So I was like, it's just so fun. Let me like figure it out and like do some research about it. I did, and I found out like Carl Jung, shadow self. And I was like, damn, this is so good. Like I can put them together. Like the movie, I had like the observation, the comments I had on the movie, and also the shadow self while I'm still learning. So I can put it together and create a YouTube video for you guys. So also learn exactly what I'm learning. Thank you guys so much for being here every single Friday. Like we watch the video through the whole, like, you perfect, you best. I'm gonna treat you to something nice. Just let me know in the comments. And also I want you guys to argue in the comments. Like, do you think I'm full? Because you know what I have done is just me and ChatGPT talking together and be like, yeah, this happened, that happened, why this happened, that happened. But I also want you to like have your intake. What's your ideas if you have seen the 2026? Because I have only seen that one, which was super good. I'm gonna watch it again. So I want to like have your opinion as well. And also let me know if you watched the video till the end. Thank you guys so much for being here. See you next Friday with a brand new video.
I begin to